Hello plant lovers, Matthew in Melbourne welcoming you to my channel. I grow cold, cool, intermediate orchids here in Melbourne without any grow lights or greenhouses or heating, humidifiers, etc. So if that is of any interest to you, do hit subscribe, and I post every week. Asterisk, I am a complete amateur. And look what is before me. It is, yes, a cardboard box. Why? Because we have just been told here in Melbourne that our hard lockdown is continuing for another 6 weeks. So what joy, what fun, and what does an orchid lover do but go internet shopping? Now, I wasn't going to make an unboxing video because I had only ordered one orchid, but it turns out that this orchid house has a minimum order requirement, which made me order 4. So it is now kind of worth having a look at. So here we are, plant lovers, with an unboxing from an orchid company, which you can actually see on the label there, Masdevallia. And they are an orchid house that is based in Victoria, and they specialize in Masdevallia. And I've made a few videos about Masdevallia, which I will link. And they're in my state, so their climate is very similar, and I tend to feel that anything that comes from them is already acclimatized to the Melbourne environment. So I feel very confident buying things from these guys, and there aren't that many growers in my state. The next thing is, look, postage stamps. Doesn't that make your 9-year-old heart sing? You just want to cut them out and save them. Anyway, enough of the nostalgia. Let me show you what I ordered. Now, there is some logic, and then there is some just lockdown frustration, and I need to buy orchids online moments. But anyway, let me show you what we've got. Okay, here we are. Oh, look at that. They're like 4 sardines in a tin. All right, so maybe, well, we'll maybe find the one that I actually wanted to order and then go through the others. Don't you love the packaging? Okay, first cab off the rank is, ooh, it's a massive plant. There we are, and this is an Odontioda, and that is one of those mega mixes between 2 types, Odontoglossum and Cochleoda. Fabulous, and it is called Heart to Trot. Now, I bought this because if you Google the flowers, they are the most beautiful carmine, I suppose, sort of red-orange. And I don't have many orchids that are in that colorway. So this is the one. And as you can see, it's got 2 pseudobulbs and quite a healthy pseudobulb here and a really fabulous new growth. So there we go. All of the Oncidium alliance do really well for me here in Melbourne, grown indoors all year, if so be it, but I also put some outside in summer under cover. They get dappled shade, and they do really well. For me, my winters can get close to freezing, so in that 0 to 5 degree centigrade bracket, which is 32 to, you know, about 40 degrees Fahrenheit, just, I feel, a little too chilly. They won't die, but I just don't think they thrive. You obviously have to keep them dry in winter to make them survive through those temperatures. But yeah, for me, I've decided it's now all about wintering indoors. Okay, so that's that one. I'm very happy with that. And when you see the flower that you're going to Google, you will be happy with it too. Okay, on to the next. I do love COVID Christmas. Heavens, there is really going to be a space issue. Well, there already is one. Okay, what have we got next? Is this the orchid I actually wanted to order in the first place? Yes. This is Odontocidium wild Willy Wonka. And if you Google that, it has the most beautiful flowers which have quite a strong purple element to the bloom and quite a striking flower too. Should bloom a couple of times a year, hopefully. Again, part of the Oncidium alliance, and so this is something that I will grow inside during the colder months and outside under protective cover during the summer. Quite a healthy plant. It's got 2 pseudobulbs and a beautiful new growth coming up here. And you never know, that might even be big enough to bloom next season. Well, let's see. Let us see. But I'm very happy with that very healthy looking plant. Okie doke. Oops, I'm dropping medium everywhere, never mind. So in fact, the Willy Wonka was the only orchid I actually had the intention of ordering, but never mind. There was a conspiracy to make me buy more things. Now, what is this one? Oh my goodness. Look at that. Look how healthy that one is. Now, this one is a Willsonara and it's called Soulfire. So you'll have to Google that. I have a Willsonara, and you know, I was a bit neglectful. It is growing outside and I actually left it out all winter. So it's undercover, doesn't get rained on, but it does get pretty chilly, and it's bloomed. It's got a pretty stunted flower spike there with 4 blooms. I'm not going to show it to you. Maybe I should, because it's not a failure. It's not an abject failure, but it hasn't thrived. Anyway, beautiful flowers, beautiful flowers. And Willsonara, again, part of the Oncidium alliance and one of those mega mixes. And its 3 parents are Odontoglossum, Cochleoda, and Oncidium. So there we are, Willsonara. They all tend, I mean, the flowers often look quite similar between all of these Oncidium alliance intergeneric, so it does get quite hard to know. But anyway, this one has the most beautiful flowers, so I am looking forward to this growing. Very, very healthy fat pseudobulb there. And hopefully what we will see, but I can't, is new growth coming. Anyway, that is a very healthy plant, which I am very happy with. And so to the last one, and this is the one that does bear some relevance to other orchids in my life. Let me show you. And I'd held off buying more of this type until, let me open it and I can tell you the whole story. There we are, look at that. It is a Sarcochilus seedling, and this one is a cross between amber, mandarin, and Coolendale rich round yellow. There we go. Now, Sarcochilus do very well for me here in Melbourne. They're an Australian native, so they're happy with our winter conditions. They live outside. You can leave them under a tree as long as there's a bit of protection from rain. They just thrive, and they're really reliable bloomers. I did a video a couple of months ago about the spikes forming on mine, so I've got 4 at the moment. That's 4. 4 at the moment, and 3 are in spike, and they'll be open in a month or so. So we'll do a video with those, because one of them is a first-time bloomer for me, and the other one is a red one that I repotted, which I also made a video. But this one, plant lovers, is yellow. And in fact, it's a cross between 2 yellow hybrids, and it's a first-time seedling. So no one has actually seen the bloom. So it's a bit of a risk, but I thought, oh well, its parents are both pretty lovely, and I'm sure they've raised a lovely child. So that is going to join my Sarcochilus collection, and it is fairly small. It probably won't flower next year, but it might the year after. We'll see. They can flower quite young, Sarcochilus, so we'll see. Although the seedling that I have, which I've had now for maybe 6 months, which has got 2 growth points, I would have imagined it was going to flower this year, but it hasn't. It's still not too late for it to form a spike, so we'll see. And when the others are open, we'll have a look at that and see if anything's happened. It might just be a late bloomer, literally. Anyway, that is the other thing that I'm quite excited about, a yellow Sarcochilus. So there we are, plant lovers. My COVID desperation haul is 4 fabulous orchids, which hopefully we can follow the growth and success of on this channel. And if you want to follow their success, you'll have to subscribe. Thank you very much for watching. I hope wherever you are, all is well, and that a little bit of orchid shopping is keeping you happy. And I look forward to seeing you next week with another exciting adventure of my orchid journey.